Hello, jewels of inestimable value. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Have you ever wondered why society struggles to accept those who don't conform to its expectations? Let's dive into the world of Sigma females, women who live authentically and independently, yet find themselves at odds with the societal norms that most people cling to. What is it about their refusal to fit into predefined roles that makes others uncomfortable? How do their unique traits and behaviors challenge the status quo? And why do normal people wish they would just blend in? Let's explore the unvarnished truth about the pressures and misunderstandings Sigma females face in a world that demands conformity. Now let's discuss this, shall we? Number 1. Acceptance of mediocrity. Sigma females have a knack for aiming high and hitting their targets with precision, which can make those around them feel like they're stuck on the ground floor of a skyscraper. This relentless pursuit of excellence highlights a stark contrast. While others are content to stay within their comfort zones, Sigma females are out there pushing boundaries and smashing goals. This drive for greatness can be intimidating. It's like being at a potluck where everyone brings store-bought cookies and the Sigma female shows up with a gourmet 3-tier cake she baked from scratch. Suddenly, those cookies don't seem so impressive. The presence of someone so dedicated to excellence makes it hard for others to ignore their own complacency. People naturally gravitate toward comfort and familiarity. Mediocrity feels safe and non-threatening, but when a Sigma female consistently raises the bar, it disrupts this cozy equilibrium. Folks might secretly wish she'd tone it down a bit, maybe just bring some basic brownies next time, so they can go back to feeling good about their store-bought cookies. It's not that people don't appreciate excellence. They just don't want to be constantly reminded of their own shortcomings. So there's this underlying hope that Sigma females would take a chill pill, blend in a bit, and stop making everyone else look like they're phoning it in. After all, nobody likes feeling like they're competing in the Olympics when they're really just trying to enjoy a nice leisurely picnic. Number 2, moderation in passion and ambition. Sigma females often dive into their passions and ambitions with an intensity that can leave others feeling like they're stuck in the slow lane on a racetrack. It's like they're operating on a different frequency, one that's laser-focused and relentless. Normal people, on the other hand, might feel more comfortable cruising at a steady pace, enjoying the scenic route. When a Sigma female's drive makes everyone else feel like slackers at a motivational seminar, the natural reaction is to wish she'd dial it back a notch. It's not just about feeling inadequate, though let's be real, nobody likes to be shown up, but also about maintaining a sense of balance and normalcy. The overachieving energy can be as exhausting to witness as it is inspiring. People might secretly wish she'd take a break, maybe even develop a mild Netflix addiction, just to make things a bit more relatable. It's like asking the universe to mix in a few commercial breaks during her 24/7 action-packed blockbuster. After all, if everyone else is sipping their morning coffee, they don't want to feel guilty for not having conquered a mountain or written a novel before breakfast. So, there's a collective, often unspoken desire for the Sigma female to tone it down, to blend in a bit more, and to stop making everyone else look like they're on an extended lunch break. Hey everyone, do me a solid and share this video with your friends. Make sure you watch till the end. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed yet, join our community of like-minded Sigma jewels. Your support helps us keep bringing you unfiltered insights and real talk. Now, let's continue our video. Number 3, participation in gossip and drama. Sigma females usually steer clear of gossip and drama, focusing instead on more meaningful interactions. To them, gossiping is like eating junk food, tasty in the moment, but ultimately unsatisfying and not good for anyone's health. Normal people, however, often find comfort and camaraderie in these activities. It's like a bonding ritual, a way to connect over shared secrets and whispered speculations. Imagine being at a social gathering where everyone's eagerly dishing out the latest office scandal or celebrity faux pas, and the Sigma female is off in the corner, reading a book or contemplating life's bigger questions. Her disinterest in gossip can make others feel like she's judging them, even if she's just genuinely uninterested. It's as if they're all enjoying a guilty pleasure and she's reminding them of their overdue gym membership. People often wish Sigma females would just join in the drama, not because they want to drag them down, but because it makes them feel more included and less awkward. It's like wanting someone to eat the same junk food as you so you don't feel so bad about it. When Sigma females opt out, it creates a disconnect, making everyone else feel like they're on a different wavelength. Normal folks might also think that engaging in a bit of harmless gossip is a way to unwind and bond. They're not looking for deep philosophical discussions all the time. They just want to laugh over someone's ridiculous outfit or speculate about a colleague's mysterious absence. Having a Sigma female around who doesn't participate can feel like a wet blanket on their fun, even though she's simply staying true to herself. So the hope is that Sigma females would loosen up a bit, share a laugh over the latest ridiculous rumor, and help keep the social wheels greased. It's not about changing who they are, but about making those around them feel more comfortable and connected, even if it means indulging in a little lighthearted gossip now and then. Number 4. Suppression of authentic self. Society has a funny way of rewarding those who blend in and punishing those who dare to stand out. Sigma females, with their unyielding commitment to being true to themselves, often find themselves in a bit of a pickle here. They value authenticity over acceptance, and this doesn't always sit well with the masses. When a Sigma female walks into a room, she isn't there to play the part that others expect. She's not interested in fake smiles or hollow compliments. This can be as refreshing as a cold drink on a hot day, or as unsettling as finding a spider in your shoe. Most people are used to a certain level of social pretending, and when someone comes along who refuses to play that game, it throws them off balance. Think of it this way. While everyone else is wearing the metaphorical uniform of social niceties and small talk, the Sigma female shows up in her own unique outfit, unapologetically herself. It's like wearing a vibrant polka-dotted dress to an all-black attire event. Sure, it's bold and honest, but it also makes everyone else's black suits look a little boring. This dedication to being authentic can make others feel exposed. If someone else is willing to be so real, it forces them to confront their own facades. It's like holding up a mirror and seeing not just yourself, but the masks you wear. Naturally, the response is often to wish the Sigma female would just tone it down and conform, to make everyone else feel a bit more comfortable in their social uniforms. So while Sigma females might be seen as disruptors of the social harmony, they're really just being true to themselves. And in a world that often values fitting in over standing out, that kind of authenticity is both a breath of fresh air and a bit of a social hiccup. People wish Sigma females would conform, not because they don't admire their authenticity, but because it makes them question their own. And questioning your own authenticity before your morning coffee is a challenge most would rather avoid. Number 5. Conformity over individuality. Normal people often wish Sigma females would just get with the program and fit into the pre-made social molds everyone else is squeezing into. Sigma females march to the beat of their own drum, and it's like they're playing jazz in a world that expects a strict pop routine. This independence and non-conformity can be both fascinating and exasperating to those who stick to the script. Conformity is like comfort food, predictable, easy to digest, and it doesn't rock the boat. When a Sigma female steps in with her unconventional ways, it's like she's throwing a spicy, exotic dish into the mix. Sure, it's exciting, but not everyone's palate is ready for it. People crave the familiar, the reassuring routine of social norms. When someone steps out of line, it disrupts the harmony and makes everyone a bit twitchy. Folks often wish Sigma females would just play along, attend the social gatherings, participate in the small talk, and not question every little societal expectation. It's like being at a costume party where everyone's dressed as superheroes, and the Sigma female shows up as a philosophical thinker. She's fascinating, but it throws everyone off their superhero game. They'd prefer she just put on a cape and blend in. The desire for Sigma females to conform is really about making life easier and more predictable. When someone sticks out, it forces others to confront their own conformity and question why they follow the crowd. But most people aren't looking for an existential crisis over their morning coffee. They just want things to run smoothly with everyone nodding along and sticking to the status quo. So, there's this underlying wish that Sigma females would stop jazzing things up and just join the pop routine, at least now and then, to keep the peace and avoid any social indigestion. Number 6. Compliance with social etiquette. Sigma. Females tend to view social etiquette as a set of optional guidelines rather than hard and fast rules. They might skip the small talk, ignore the unspoken dress code, or choose honesty over politeness, which can leave everyone else feeling like they're trying to host a dinner party with a wildcard guest. Normal people who've memorized the social rule book often wish Sigma females would just follow the script to keep things from getting awkward. For most, social etiquette is like the oil in the engine of interactions. It keeps everything running smoothly. When Sigma females come along and toss the manual out the window, it's like someone putting grape jelly in the gas tank. Sure, it's different, but it's also confusing and a bit messy. People like the predictability of knowing that a "how are you" will be met with a "fine, thanks," rather than a deep dive into the existential dread of Monday mornings. Etiquette can be baffling to a Sigma female who values authenticity over superficial niceties, but to everyone else, these little rituals are comforting. It's like playing a board game where everyone knows the rules, until the Sigma female decides to make her own moves. It's interesting, but it also disrupts the flow and leaves everyone else scrambling to adapt. People often wish Sigma females would just play along with the usual social cues, not because they don't appreciate their authenticity, but because it makes social interactions less like a roller coaster ride and more like a gentle stroll. It's about reducing the social friction and making everyone feel comfortable, even if it means sticking to the "hi, how are you" and "nice weather we're having" script. So there's this hope that Sigma females will occasionally nod to the usual etiquette, if only to avoid turning every gathering into an unpredictable adventure. Number 7. Transparency in intentions and actions. Sigma. Females can be like those mysterious characters in a movie who keep their cards close to their chest, leaving everyone guessing about their next move. They tend to be reserved and enigmatic, which can make others feel like they're playing a game without knowing the rules. Normal people often crave transparency and straightforwardness, wanting to know exactly where they stand and what's going on. This lack of transparency can be as frustrating as trying to read a book with half the pages missing. People like to understand motives and actions. It helps them feel secure and in control. When a Sigma female doesn't lay all her cards on the table, it can feel like navigating through a maze blindfolded. Folks just want to see the whole map, even if it's a bit messy, rather than piecing together cryptic clues. It's like dealing with someone who speaks in riddles while you're just trying to have a straightforward conversation. You ask a simple question and get an answer that makes you feel like you're deciphering an ancient prophecy. While this mysteriousness adds to the Sigma female's allure, it can also drive people nuts. They just want a clear answer, not a puzzle to solve. People often wish Sigma females would just be more open and direct, like everyone else. It would make interactions smoother and less mentally exhausting. It's not about changing who they are, but about meeting others halfway and making life a bit less like a suspense thriller and more like a cozy, predictable sitcom. Number 8. Adherence to gender roles. Traditional gender roles can feel like a suffocating straitjacket to Sigma females, who value their independence and reject stereotypical expectations. While others might expect women to be nurturing, accommodating, or even a bit submissive, Sigma females are more likely to carve their own path, unapologetically chasing their dreams and standing their ground. This can be as refreshing as a cool breeze on a hot day, or as disruptive as a rogue wave at a beach party. Normal people often find comfort in these traditional roles because they provide a predictable framework for interactions. It's like everyone knows their part in a well-rehearsed play. When a Sigma female comes along, though, she's more interested in improvisation, throwing out the script, and creating something entirely new. This can make others feel uneasy, like they've suddenly forgotten their lines in a live performance. For instance, in social settings, there's often an expectation that women will be the peacemakers, the ones who smooth over conflicts and keep things harmonious. But Sigma females aren't afraid to call out nonsense when they see it, even if it rocks the boat. It's like bringing a whistle to a quiet library. Necessary at times, but not exactly welcomed by everyone trying to maintain the status quo. People might wish Sigma females would conform to these roles simply to make interactions easier and more comfortable. It's not necessarily about malice or oppression, it's about sticking to what's familiar. Imagine a family dinner where everyone expects the women to cook and the men to watch sports. When the Sigma female decides to join the football debate instead of prepping the salad, it throws everyone off. It challenges their deeply ingrained expectations and forces them to reevaluate their roles. There's an underlying hope that Sigma females would adhere to these traditional roles to avoid upsetting the social apple cart. It's about making sure everyone stays in their assigned lanes so that life can continue smoothly, without the need for constant recalibration. But for Sigma females, staying true to themselves means rejecting these outdated roles, even if it means creating a bit of social turbulence along the way. Number 9. Participation in social rituals. Sigma females often see social rituals as pointless or even draining. They're the ones who skip the small talk and go straight to meaningful conversations, leaving everyone else feeling a bit off kilter. It's like showing up to a potluck with a salad when everyone else brought desserts. It's healthy and refreshing, but not what people were expecting. Most people are comforted by these rituals. They like the predictability of asking, "How's it going?" and getting a "good you" in response, even if neither party really cares. It's like playing a familiar game where everyone knows the rules and nobody gets too riled up. But then, the Sigma female walks in and suggests a new game altogether, one that involves actual thoughts and feelings. This can be as jarring as suddenly switching from a sitcom to a deep documentary. Imagine trying to get through a networking event where the Sigma female, instead of making polite chit-chat about the weather, dives into a discussion about the meaning of life or the flaws in modern society. It's fascinating, sure, but it's also mentally exhausting for those who are just hoping to collect business cards and exchange pleasantries. People often wish Sigma females would just play along with these social rituals, not because they don't value depth, but because sometimes they just want to relax and go through the motions. Engaging in deep, meaningful conversations all the time can be like eating steak for every meal. Great in theory, but sometimes you just want a simple snack. So when Sigma females sidestep the usual social games, it disrupts the comfortable flow of things. Folks would rather everyone stick to the script, keep things light, and save the philosophical debates for another time. It's not about devaluing the Sigma female's perspective. It's about preserving the peace and simplicity of these social rituals, even if they are a bit superficial. Number 10. Validation of social beliefs. Sigma females don't just stroll through life following the crowd. They blaze their own trails, which often means they have a strong moral compass and a unique set of values. While this is admirable, it can also make others feel like they're constantly being silently judged. It's like having a friend who's a health nut at a junk food convention. Her very presence makes everyone clutching their cheeseburgers a little more self-conscious. Normal people might feel more at ease if Sigma females would occasionally bend their principles to fit in with the group. When everyone's diving into office gossip or bending the rules for a shortcut, the Sigma female's refusal to compromise can be a bit of a buzzkill. It's not that people don't respect her integrity. They just wish she'd turn it down a notch so they don't have to examine their own actions too closely. Imagine a workplace scenario where cutting corners is the unspoken norm. Along comes the Sigma female, adhering strictly to the rules and holding herself to a high standard. While this might make her an exemplary employee, it also highlights everyone else's shortcuts and shoddy work. People start feeling like they're constantly under a microscope, even if she's not actively calling them out. In social settings, it's much the same. If a Sigma female chooses not to participate in harmless pranks or white lies, her friends might wish she'd just join in for the sake of camaraderie. It's like everyone's playing a light-hearted game, and she's the one insisting on sticking to the official rule book. The game isn't quite as fun when someone's there to remind you of the actual rules. The unspoken desire is for Sigma females to occasionally set aside their rigid principles and join in the collective gray areas where most people operate. It's not about losing their integrity, but about making others feel less like they're constantly failing some invisible moral test. When a Sigma female sticks to her guns, it can make everyone else feel like they're perpetually in the wrong, which is an uncomfortable spotlight to be under. Sometimes, people just want to eat their metaphorical junk food without the side order of guilt. Thanks, Queens, for watching. Please don't forget to share the video and leave a thumbs up. See you in our next one. Bye for now, and God bless.